here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:19, and joining us in studio this morning from the Chamber of Commerce here in Roswell, Andrea Moore back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I am fantastic.
Good.
This is beautiful outside.
It is
Not
kinda
too
nice.
cold, not too warm this morning.
I left
Beautiful.
my jacket at home today. I didn't even bring
Perfect.
one. Didn't even bring it. Said, I'm not going to need it. By later today, I'll be walking around short-sleeved anyway. So,
There you go.
happy belated birthday, by the way.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a good time.
Absolutely. My birthday was technically on Monday, but April is my birthday month, so I'm always accepting gifts.
This is my month of birthday, too.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Mine's not till the end of the month, though. Mine's 25th, so.
Well, there you go.
I don't tell people, though. I mean, I just did, but I usually don't. I don't know why. I'm just not one of those people.
I don't care about the date, like what I turn. I just love, any excuse to have a party.
I think it's like I took my birthday off Facebook because I hate the Facebook birthdays. The whole concept of, and I get like your close friends, hey, shoot a big thing.
Yeah.
But like when you're at the point where you feel obligated, and then you got people just going HBDTY or something.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I got it. Thanks, bare minimum effort. All right. So I don't even. I just hid my thing. I don't even mess with that stuff. So, how are you doing this morning?
Fantastic. We've got a lot of good things that are rolling downhill from the chamber.
How at first, of course. For folks that don't know, it was week before last, wasn't last week. The Rise with Roswell.
Yes.
I don't think I've talked to you since
No,
that's
we
happened.
haven't. That's correct. I've been out of town.
That went well. Everything went good there.
It
From what I heard.
was
Yeah.
fantastic. Rave reviews from everybody that showed up. We had Tim Moffat, the agricultural comedian. And of course, I had the pleasure of meeting him before and after, obviously, because he came in
book
and
the deal. And
well, we had to pick him up from the airport and stuff like that. And he just absolutely loves Roswell. The last time he was here was about 5 to 6 years ago.
Okay.
And so it was cool to see through his eyes, Roswell, because he goes, oh my gosh, Roswell has just exploded. And of course, I'm thinking, I've lived here for 25 years. I'm not seeing it. But to see that from somebody else's viewpoint, to know that we are doing good things in our community.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see the forest from the trees sometimes.
Sometimes.
And so that outside perspective, you're like, oh yeah, things have changed a lot in the last 5 years or whatever.
And everybody like I said, had attended just absolutely loved it. Saul with Cerritos catered breakfast, and as usual, it was delicious. We had the full farmer's breakfast, bacon, sausage, eggs, biscuits and gravy, lots and lots of hot coffee.
Good deal.
Milk and dairy products, care of Dairy Producers of New Mexico. Thank you very much for that.
Very good.
So we had a great turnout, standing room only.
Good deal. So sounds like big success for a 2-year hiatus, basically.
Yes.
For Rise Over Roswell. So back to normal and hopefully back on the regular schedule for next year.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it.
Good deal. So start. If you want to participate for next year, you could reach out to Andrew right now and say, I want to sponsor next year's Rise Over Roswell.
Absolutely. We would love it, because
and we'd be happy to help take care of that.
I would like to go bigger and better.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got to try to outdo yourself from last year. That's
Absolutely.
kind of an unwritten rule there.
Absolutely. So we're excited for that.
Good deal.
Everybody that attended, and even people that didn't attend, were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I couldn't make it because I was told this was the one not to miss. And I'm like, well, you bought your ticket and you didn't show up. That's shame on you.
Yeah. But thank you for supporting by getting the ticket.
Absolutely. That we were excited. And of course, we had the 4-H kids that came up and did the Pledge of Allegiance. And I learned a lot about how to make an event go, because we had all of the big stuff. Mm-hmm. The big stuff's always the easy stuff to plan. But then it's when you get down to the teeny tiny,
the devil's
minute,
in the details.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. There were certain things I was like, I didn't think of that. Okay. But because we have enough supporters, friends, and family, that it was very easy to make those pivots.
Everyone filled in when there was a gap in the line or something.
Absolutely.
Like that.
So cool. It was exciting.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you to everyone that made that happen a success. Obviously, the chamber staff did an amazing job in doing that, yourself included. So,
well, thank you.
Awesome there. So let's talk what's up next here. We got a lot on the horizon.
We do.
Here. Yeah.
Well, before I go into the future, I also want to say congratulations to all of our newly sworn in city councilors and mayor. I attended
last Friday
that event on Friday. Once again, packed house. They had to bring in even more chairs because so many people had attended the swearing in.
Cool.
So congratulations to our 5 new city councilors and brand new mayor.
I didn't get a chance to go to the swearing in, but I saw some of the pictures online and everything, and really cool seeing all the family members of the newly elected officials kind of supporting them and taking pictures together. You can kind of see how, some had parents, some had, spouses.
Yes.
But you could all kind of see how their family members are like, yep, that's my family member, the elected official. It was really cool to see.
It really was.
Families are kind of, proud on their family.
It was.
Really
and
cool.
I was pleasantly surprised at how much the community came out and supported each and every one of those candidates.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And
now they got to get to work.
That's right. So the next city council meeting with the new city councilors and the new mayor is April 14th.
Yeah, which will be, is that next week?
That's
next Thursday.
Is it next week or the week after? I'm always off on my dates.
I think it's next Thursday.
It is next week.
Yeah, next Thursday.
Because April started
and we'll
on
bring,
a weekend.
Our new mayor, Mayor Jennings, we'll bring him in like we did Mayor Dennis Katai preview, and it sounds like he's on board for that, but I'll shore that up later on. So
fantastic.
Yeah, so we'll have him on next week. It probably for during the. I mean, yes, I got to confirm. He said we're good with whatever, but I got to
just make sure
solidify.
He knows when to show up.
We talked. We haven't sealed, so we're going to seal this.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
April 8th, which is this Friday, the most immediate thing we've got going on, 10:30 in the morning, we have a ribbon cutting at Stokes Wealth Management.
Okay.
400 North Main, or North Penn. Oh, my gosh. 400 North Penn, Suite 210.
Okay.
So come out. I'm sure they'll have some cookies and some punch, and we're always happy to help any of our new businesses.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. So, and it sounds like if you are looking for some financial planning help, they can take care of you there too.
Yeah.
So, but come see, and it's is it in the Penn Plaza building there?
400 North Penn, yes.
Okay. And if you've never been in that building, here's an excuse to go check out that building. It's pretty sweet.
It is really.
It's a beautiful building.
Yeah. So we're excited to have them be part of the Chamber family and, of course, go out for their ribbon cutting and welcome them to the community. I know the Stokes family has lived here for quite a while, but to have another avenue of being able to help manage your money is always a good thing.
I'm sure they're, pardon the pun, stoked to have this opportunity.
Absolutely. And then April 13th, the day before City Council, we have the long-awaited ribbon cutting for the ENMUR Welding and Automotive Tech Building.
Good deal. Yeah, this is thanks to your decision to vote on the bonds C or D, or which I can't remember which one it is for the colleges over the last couple of years. One of those bonds allowed them to rebuild, to create a new welding center.
Yes.
Also, the automotive center. It's all part of the same deal here. But the welding center is done, and they're about to do the ribbon cutting here on the 13th.
We're so excited because they wanted to do it earlier, but obviously supply chain issues and life being what it is.
Yeah.
So that is at 3 p.m. on the 13th. Out at the college. We will have all of the addresses on our social media. It'll be out in our email every Friday. So if you have any questions, call us. We'll give you the you're not going to be able to miss it. You're going to see all the cars. Yeah. It's going to be fantastic.
And of course, they have a great welding program over at ENMUR now with brand new digs and facilities with state-of-the-art equipment. I'm telling you.
And a great automotive tech as well, which is near and dear to my heart.
Absolutely. Well, and obviously for folks that don't know, Crumlin has kind of filled the gap while they're rebuilding their basically automotive center. They've basically taken that program on the road, and Crumlin has graciously become kind of the training center for these, giving them hands-on, which in some ways these students are probably getting a little bit extra in their education because they're actually doing their job in a real world environment instead of a training environment like they would be at the college.
They do. They get to go. It's my understanding they go to class for about a half a day.
Yeah.
And then they get to go to their job for a half a day. So that way now they can take what they've learned in class. And I believe it's basically the same way with the welding program as well, is that you go for just a few hours and then you go to your job.
Gotcha.
So now you can take those skills that you've learned and actually apply them in the real world and hone those skills.
Nice.
So that way
now
you can continue to grow.
Now they can do it there, and then now they'll have even more experience when they go into the businesses to do this stuff.
And I know that Crumlin Automotive has really worked closely with the college to help build that curriculum too, to let them know this is what we need in a technician when they come out. So that way they're ready to go day one.
Well, that's the great thing about what the college does, and that's the role that the college serves a community is those partnerships with the business community.
Yeah.
Because obviously they serve each other. Businesses want qualified people to work for them. Well, where do they get those qualifications? At the school. So the schools are saying, rather than us just make a bunch of classes here, let's do stuff that's relevant to our community.
Yes.
And so things like the welding program, the automotive program, these are very much that partnership between business and education in our community. That's what a role of a community college serves, and that's what
really
ENMUR is doing that. So.
And I sit on the community advisory board for the college as well. So if there's anybody out there in the community that says, well, I'm watching the nursing program, the welding program, the automotive program, all of these other programs that they have, and I think that this program we need, then go talk with the school. They are always ready, willing, and able to help fill whatever gaps there are in our community.
Absolutely.
That's what they're there for.
Absolutely. That's they ebb and flow to the needs of the community.
Yeah.
So that's awesome to see that the welding
we are
complex
so excited.
will be. It's still got new shop smell when you walk in there. So.
And they're doing the ribbon cutting on purpose now, because then that way there's not going to be the oil on the floor. There's not going to be the tools in the way.
Nice.
We'll be able to go in and see this brand new clean facility, because very quickly on both the welding and the automotive side, it's going to look like a shop.
Well, instead of giant scissors, can they use like a welder and go and burn?
Oh, that'd be a great idea.
Through the ribbon instead of a.
May not be able to take a great picture that way, because we'll all have to look through the slit.
But that'd be fun. But
that'd be great.
But look for that on April 13th.
April 13th.
Next Wednesday.
And then May 5th, I know this is a little further out, about a month away, Business After Hours Pasta Cafe.
Ooh, a food one. Those are always very popular.
Absolutely.
And Pasta Cafe's got delicious food, so that's going to
That's right.
Yeah. Matter of fact, because I always look at Pasta Cafes more of a little special occasion. You know what I mean? It's it's a little more nicer, upscale, so you kind of do it for special occasions or for birthdays, things like that. So now you got you don't need a special occasion to enjoy some of their pasta or pizza or something.
Well, if you go there for lunch, they've got great lunch menu too, with pastas. Their pizza is fabulous.
Yeah. I know they do that, but I don't.
I know, but you don't think of that.
In my head, I think, I gotta behave myself in this place.
Yeah. I don't behave myself anywhere, so it doesn't matter.
All right, I got to use my adult voice.
Yeah. So those are our three major things that are coming up. And, of course, we're always filling up the calendar. I'm sure as soon as I get back into the office, the staff will be like, oh, we just got a phone call. So-and-so just wanted to do this. In fact, let's see, today is Wednesday. On Tuesday, so yesterday, was it yesterday or Monday? Monday. We had a ribbon cutting for an insurance company that is right next door to Margarita's on East 2nd.
Okay.
And so if you need some insurance, go have some Mexican Chinese food, walk across the parking lot, get your insurance needs met.
There you go.
Alicia Ricon.
Okay. She's the agent there.
She's the agent there.
Very
and
nice.
They've got a great little office over there.
Excellent. Yeah. And of course, if you're a business that serves Roswell in Chavez County, you don't have to necessarily be in it.
Correct.
I mean, there's a lot of chamber members that are in Eddy County or Lee County, but their client base or their customers are in Chavez County, so they're members of the chamber. So if you do business in Chavez County, it might behoove you to look at the chamber becoming a member there. We talk about opportunities, but it's great for every business, whether you're a Fortune 500 company or a mom and pop business. The chamber can help you do that. Obviously, with your mom and pops and things, we can help you directly with things that like marketing, things that you may not necessarily have the cash flow to budget for, things like that. So we can help with free, low cost things that won't, to promote your business. Not to mention the connections, partnerships, and really getting your name out there to the world. That's what the chamber does.
We're trying to help in any way that we can, and if we can't do it in-house, we have enough access to resources that we can point you in the right direction.
Absolutely. And of course, education side too. That's very much part of what the chamber does. So, look for time to time those little workshops about Google stuff or a various person comes to town to talk about some kind of insurance or some kind of plans for your business, things like that. We have that stuff all the time.
In fact, in the advisory council meeting that we had the other day with the college, one of the things that we had all discussed that we're all hearing around town is employers want I think of them as little things, but they actually are kind of a big thing. More simple things, I should say. How to go in and meet and greet, customer service, teach our employees how to meet and greet somebody. Sure. How do you do an interview? Something I think is simple.
Sure.
But not everybody has those skills. In fact, one of my friends was there at the meeting with the college. We both have kids that are the exact same age that have gone to school with each other since they were in kindergarten.
Yeah.
And we were discussing how our boys can go into their rooms and play video games, and they can socialize like nothing else over the computer with their phones. But when you cut the electricity in the house and you tell them they got to vamonos and get out into the world, it gets a little awkward because they're not always versed in that face-to-face.
You're right, yeah.
And so we're like, okay, we need to reteach these people, these children, how to do that, because we have to remember these kids have been locked away for 2 years, and in some cases even more than 2 years because of the pandemic.
Sure, and not to mention kids have an affinity to text or, they don't communicate face-to-face.
Yes.
Like we grew up in doing, and
when
things
you
like they grew up in a world that's different.
Face to face, you don't need to go lol, BTW. I'm like, no, use words. Yeah, that's a thing.
OMG, what? Say it out.
My kids will say things, and I'm like, what does that mean? Remember, your mom's the old lady now.
Yeah, it sucks getting old, doesn't it? You sit there like, what happened? When am I out of time? I was the cool kid. Why am I not the cool kid no more?
And so thanks to my one of my younger kids, they're the ones that'll rat out everybody else. They're like, this is what it really means, Mom. And I'm like, okay, good to know. Yeah. All right.
Of course, we did the same thing. I mean, we had when we were kids, we had our sayings and things that our parents like, what are you talking about in there?
Like, geez, you're so square. I say stuff like that. My kids are like, see, you're showing your old mom. And I'm like, well, Gen X, it's the greatest generation, so I don't want to talk
We
about
are the ones.
That's right.
We're the ones that we get to deal with it both up and down. So
That's right. I'm like, that it was my generation that started all this, okay? Because we've lived on both sides of that street.
Yeah, well, it's safe to say that we're the generation that was raised by TVs.
Yes.
I mean, we were the ones that, our babysitter was the TV. They put us in front of the TV. Well, and so our life is growing pains.
We're pretty feral children.
Our life is growing pains and Punky Brewster and Mr. Belvedere. That's pretty much,
Oh, absolutely.
all these things we grew up
and
with.
yet still playing outside until the street lights came on.
Absolutely.
And you better make sure your butt was inside by the time the last street light came on, because Mom and Dad were paying attention.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was the rule. The street light was the official timer of the neighborhood. And that was just life back then.
Yeah.
It's different. But some of it I miss, some I don't.
Yeah.
Some of it's kind of like, yeah, there's better ways to do some of this now. And then sometimes you're like, man, 100%. I need that. I still wish kids went outside. That thing, I think we gained so much growing up as kids, especially in the summers when you're like 12, 13, and you can be a little bit more independent and get on your bikes and ride around the neighborhood, and that's really when a kid grows up. Sometimes they get to meet
those
their friends
adventures
and get and sometimes have to solve problems on their own instead of relying on mom and dad to bail them out on something because they don't want to get
over and around things, checking stuff out, learning when to put your hand in that hole and not.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You learn. That's what you do, and I miss that's something I wish we still had, but we live in a world where everyone's helicoptering and we gotta bubble the kid and we can't. It's like sometimes you gotta get in the dirt.
Not at our house.
Sometimes
Not
you
at
gotta
our
get
house.
in the dirt.
I joke all the time that I'm the world's worst mom because I'm like, are you alive? But did you die? So you're fine.
That's why they make first aid kits.
Oh yeah. My kids are like, but mom, I'm like, no, I don't. There's 3 rules in our house why you cry. Your hair is on fire. There is a bone protruding from your body.
All right.
Or your mom has died.
Oh.
Those are the only 3 reasons why we cry in our house.
All right. If dad's down, then
my
sad,
husband, he's like, but I'm the dad. And I'm like, well,
I'll permit a sniffle.
And so the kids, especially raising 3 little girls.
Sure.
That I'm like, I can't. I'm like, take a breath. Mm-hmm. Bring it down about 12 octaves.
Yeah.
Use words. Now what happened?
Not everything's the most important thing in life. And that's a girl move.
It is.
And I know I'm getting people going mad about gender roles and all that, but
typically
the boys, everything's underrated.
Yes.
And then with women, the girls, everything's overrated.
And I grew up in the car business, and I grew up around guys, so I'm definitely that broad. And I'm like, it's fine. But your arm is still attached. Yeah. The bone is sticking out, but you're going to be fine. You're going to live. Let's get you where you need to be.
Sure. Guys' mentality was we got to hide it. We got to keep it from everyone. And then the girls are, we got to blow it up and tell everyone, oh my goodness.
No, I'm the one that's like, it's not that big of a deal.
Us boys are like, all right, we got to hide the BB guns. We got to hide the...
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was right there with all the boys. I'm like, I got my BB gun. I got my 410. Let's go shoot some stuff.
Yeah. That's the difference.
And inevitably, somebody did shoot their eye out.
I've been shot. I got this is dumb. I think I've told this story, but I got a little scar to this day right here. From we were dumb kids and we did a BB gun fight in the woods.
Yeah, always.
And it was June or July, and we all put leather coats and but it's like 90 degrees out in July and 99% humidity, and we're running around the woods playing BB guns.
Christmas.
But yeah, I got shot. I was actually aiming my BB gun to shoot, and someone shot me, and the BB hit right in between my knuckles and stuck in between the knuckles. Smart. And it stayed right in there, and I could feel the BB whirling around in there. And so I found it, and then I had to work it out to the hole and pop it out. But to this day, I still got a little hint of a scar from when the BB entered my knuckle. So, yeah, I did dumb things like that all the time.
Oh, yeah, we had paintball wars. We had BB gun wars. Yeah. We did all that.
Not saying you should do that, but I'm just saying.
Do as I say, not as I do.
I'm just saying we did things as kids. And
every kid does stupid stuff. I'm learning that my sweet teenagers are not as sweet as I'd like them to be. And I'm like, okay, you guys haven't learned. Don't tell mom. Because mom's not dumb and naive, but mom needs to not hear the story till you're 40.
I'm wondering, and this is and I know we're still talking chamber. We're not. We're talking, this is life now. But now I'm kind of...
Chamber is life. Life is chamber.
When I think of, us growing up and our age groups and things, I feel like the younger generation's much more cutthroat. When they get in disputes and spats, it's dirty and vicious. Whereas when we were kids, it's like busting each other's chops, and then at the end of the day, we all go back to having fun and doing our thing. It feels like it's much more hurtful or hateful when they're busting chops now. Back when we were kids, it was just part of the group. And
they have technology now, so these kids are hiding behind their phones and their computers.
Yeah.
So it is a lot more vicious.
Maybe.
Where we had to look you in the eye.
That's true.
To cut you down.
That's a good point.
And so there was a point, because you'd start to see the other person, you're like, okay, I got to stop.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. It's easy to be brave when your adversary's not standing right in front of you. So.
Absolutely.
But maybe that's what you do. It's like, oh, would you say that when they're sitting in the room? No, then you probably shouldn't say it on Facebook or Twitter or whatever.
Oh, I've had to teach my kids, block them.
Yeah.
Guess what? When the phone rings, you don't have to answer it.
Yeah. And that's just it. We don't know how to, you know what I mean? Like we as adults, because that's not our form of communication.
That's right.
We kind of look at it like, oh my God, it looks so much, maybe, and to us, maybe it looks more hateful than it is. Maybe to them, this is just busting chops. But for us, I'm like,
yeah.
But it's also permanent. Like you forget about we said in a playground at 10 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? On a Friday night with your friends there, you forget about what happened later.
That's right. And then Monday at school, you're fine.
Here on Twitter, Facebook, now
it's there forever.
10 years later, you get it brought back up and like, that SOB said that about me.
Oh, yeah. I've told my kids that. I'm like, it never goes away.
Yeah. So, anyway, is there any other chamber stuff we should probably get to
So to circle back.
Yes.
Which is my favorite saying right now. Circle back.
Circle back. Oh, that's a very synergy type word, circle back.
Well, because I watch a lot of what goes on in D.C. and stuff, so I'll watch the press secretary, and I'm like, okay, so we're going to circle back today. And the staff's like, oh, for the love.
Buzzword City.
That's right. So, of course, we're coming close to our deadline for not Rise with Roswell. Oh, my gosh.
That's fast.
With Roswell Now magazine.
Yes.
So the first week in May, everything is due.
Okay.
So if you are interested in advertising or you have an idea that we need to be putting into the magazine, by the first week of May, we need to have everything there so we can submit it.
What's the theme for this next
Extraordinary
one?
People.
That's this one. Okay, I can't remember if it was this one or the next one.
Nope, this is Extraordinary People. So we will be highlighting, obviously, extraordinary people.
There you go.
In Chaves County are valedictorians from all over Chaves County, all the different school districts. There are, unfortunately, some of our great citizens that have passed away in the last few months. We will definitely be highlighting them.
Okay, some in memoriams.
Of course, we're going to highlight more of the wonderful things that have happened as well.
Cool.
You know, NEMI. In fact, I just went to their dinner last night to once again just hype up the football team and the volleyball team for their great accomplishments this year, because we are champions in the football. And the volleyball girls, just by the skin of their teeth, did they miss it, but they kicked butt.
Yeah, if you're a volleyball fan, NMMI's had a top-notch volleyball program for a long time. That team's, if they're not winning championships, they're right there in the thick of it at the end.
They're awesome. So, those girls really work hard.
Yeah, they have a great program there. So,
and of course, graduations are going to be here pretty quick in May.
You're on bat 9. Everyone's wearing caps and gowns.
I know. I will be living at the Institute on May 14th because my son graduates at 8 a.m.
Okay.
And
speaking of that, we should be seeing like prom stuff like right now, right? Shouldn't we be seeing limos and dresses in that prom season?
We are. In fact, my daughter got invited to go to prom. So we've been going all over the place trying to find a dress.
Oh, so you're playing that.
And of course, mom, I'm realizing how conservative mom really is with her girls. Because my daughter's trying on dresses, and I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
No one's supposed to see that part of you yet.
But you're 16. That's not going to happen. And of course, my parents are laughing
because you push those envelopes back.
Oh, I blew past the back. My parents were like, "Oh, so how's that working out for you?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Well, just
so
show them your dress.
Publicly, I am sorry. Can you lift the curse?
But that's life.
And
guess what? You're going to be and guess what? If your daughter has a daughter, you're going to be doing the same thing. And
100%. And I deserve everything I'm getting from all of my daughters.
Yep. It's
I am
the circle
paying
of life.
for it.
It's the circle of life. But, so good. By the way, hippie chicks. I know they do a bunch of prom stuff, and if you're not over there looking for prom stuff, you're probably looking in the wrong spot.
Yes,
so.
Terry had posted some stuff on Facebook yesterday about tuxedos.
Yeah,
I was in the shop about a week ago, and she's got, limited, very, very limited, but she's got a couple of really cool, or at least had some really cool kind of fancy schmancy prom type dresses.
Good deal. So yeah, talk with her, and I don't know I know it's got to be, usually April is when it comes.
The end of April, beginning of May.
Okay.
My daughter, I think Roswell High is the first part of May.
Okay.
Because we were talking about that. She's got dance competition coming up in 2 weeks in Lubbock.
Okay.
And we were in Albuquerque this weekend. We were looking at dresses, and she goes, well, I do have some time, so we'll go to Lubbock because they obviously have more variety because of the college and stuff. And I said, okay, we'll go. We'll figure something out.
All right.
But she's got one picked out that I'm like, I wouldn't get it quite yet. Like, let's continue to look.
Sure.
But
weighing options.
That's right.
Good deal.
I'm never buy the first one kind of a person.
Well, and then, of course, you're going to be doing here in a month the pictures, the car, the whole. Yes. It'll be fun. It'll be good. You'll be good.
So. God bless America.
If anybody has any questions about, is there anything other chamber stuff we got?
No, just the ribbon cutting Friday again at Stokes Wealth Management, 400 North Penn.
Yeah, in the Penn Plaza building.
Plaza, Suite 210. That's at 10:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Please come out
this Friday
and come with us. And of course, the huge one coming up next week is the ribbon cutting out at the college for the welding and automotive tech building.
Yes,
and that's in the afternoon.
Wednesday, the 13th.
The 13th at 3 p.m. That's in the afternoon. Of course, then they'll have, a big to-do afterwards.
A little shindig and, meet and greet and probably some light foods and what have you.
Oh, yeah. They do a good job.
Good deal. Of course, if you have any questions about anything we talked about or anything that the chamber can help you with, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can always come by the office Monday through Friday. Fridays, they're closing, so that they close early. So
sometimes we do. If you see one of our vehicles, particularly one of the red vehicles, or Kyle's big black truck, or Marilyn's tan vehicle out there, then we're there.
Gotcha.
There's usually somebody there. If the door's locked, ring the doorbell.
Yeah.
It might take us a second.
Yeah.
But ring the doorbell. We'll come 575-623-5695.
Yeah.
We're there. Come see us.
And be sure to...
and we'll go see you. If
we'll come
coming to us doesn't work, call us and we'll come see you.
Sure. You go out to businesses all the time and sit and meet and talk with folks. And, of course, don't forget you can follow the Artesia Chamber, Roswell Chamber of Commerce on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes.
Those are the two social media platforms that they do most of their updating to. So.
Well, I'm learning how all that works. That's why I need young people in my life so they can tell me where to go.
After your daughter's done with prom, see if she can your Snapchat sommelier.
Oh yeah, I'm learning that world. That's a weird world.
I gave up trying. I'm too old. Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Absolutely.
All right, it is 7:52. Time for some news and a quick break before more news. Don't go away.